What's up, Internet? My name's Mike Jones. Welcome to the Sport Folio show. Hanging out with some cool dudes. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
My name is Brendan Hayden. Wonderful to be here. Pleasure with these two gentlemen. I'm I don't know.
What are you?
I guess I'm a local celebrity of sorts.
Yeah.
In my own mind.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
You were the second guest on the Palm Beach podcast, so
very true.
it's pretty
I think
famous.
the best description I could give of myself is I was given by a former client. I'm AAA at life. So I'm just I'm just good enough at everything to not make a lot of money doing it.
Well, I'm tipping my cap to you on that because I would say you're at least better than that.
I'm AAA.
AAA,
AAA is
yeah.
really good.
You could be a big league guy.
Hey.
I've seen you on the course,
Yeah, I'm AAA.
especially hitting left-handed.
Wow.
AAA.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
Yeah, I'm James Spencer. I'm James Spencer.
You are. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us on a lovely day here in Palm Beach County to drink some seltzers and talk sports.
Mighty swell, thank you.
And yeah, we're a big fan of these guys from Austin, Texas, because they keep it weird out there, as you guys know. And yeah, Brendan, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know we've had you on. I think you're our first repeat studio guest. So thank you for believing in
Media
putting up with our
Zone,
shit.
yeah, and Media Zone 2.0. What do you think?
It's fantastic. Every time I come back, it's newer and nicer. So hopefully next time, maybe a little
Same thing.
Maybe a green room for your guests. I don't know.
We're going to be the AAA of podcast studios.
I don't know. I mean, could have used a green room, maybe.
Yeah.
Get your guests a little more relaxed, but this is
Yeah.
fine. This will work. This is good.
We're working on the cigar lounge for next door, you know.
Snoop Lion is next door.
Amazing. So, but I think after the week that we've had, boys, I think we could talk about anything but politics, and let's just talk about sports today. How about that?
Yeah, let's start with a little bit of golf.
I really want to talk pandemics, actually. That's
Oh, do you? The COVID special here on the Sport Folio show. But we're stoked, man, that you know, at least with golf, you know, they're not gonna have people at the Masters like we were talking about last week.
Yep.
But
And no par 3.
that super sucks.
no par 3.
Everybody looked forward to that.
I think it is cool to see that they're. I think the college game day is going to be there.
Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
so
no way.
they're
Right,
doing some
yeah.
different stuff, which is cool because it's it is a very private place. So it's nice to see places like that sort of open up this year, particularly, and sort of give people a peek inside because most people will never get to see
Yeah.
the inner workings of Augusta National. So I think it's going to be an interesting fall event.
And do they like, because the guy from GameDay, he always like wears like the mascot
Lee
hat or
Corso,
something.
bro.
So what is he gonna like put on like a Tiger Woods mask or something, or DeChambeau bicep curl? What's he gonna do?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
we'll
you
see.
did you see that? I don't mean to cut you off. That Sports Illustrated cover shot he had.
No.
Bryson DeChambeau breaking golf, and he's bending a golf club.
Boss, bro.
I like it. It's-
He's changing the game.
He's injecting a little bit of you know, something different than what the golf world was always used to.
I think the greatest sports parallel, and this is not any implication that he's using anything other than hard work, because I don't want to start those rumors. But
Sure.
the greatest, I think, parallel with a Bryson DeChambeau is Barry Bonds. You know, where we saw Bryson DeChambeau was a world-class player before he got really long. I mean, he was U.S. amateur champion. You know, made some money in the PGA Tour right away. I think he's only like 26 years old.
Yeah.
He's not old. So, you know, and Barry Bonds, same deal. Barry Bonds was probably a Hall of Famer prior to
Crushing
His
the ball out of
experience,
the park.
yes, his experiences.
prior to growing. And I think you're seeing kind of the same parallel. I think what people may be missing with Bryson is that he's probably the best putter on tour. You know, he's more than this sort of everybody just kind of, he's just hitting long drives, whatever. First of all, it's almost impossible. As someone that's done a little bit of long drive in my life and missed many a fairway, what he's doing, the physics of what he's doing at that speed to hit that many fairways and hit the ball that consistently in play is like, it's really impressive. You know, he's not the longest guy to ever play in the beach. No, he's
He probably is.
Hank Keeney back in the
Okay.
day. So, but most of the people that have been that long couldn't stay out there, and kind of it's like
Do you think age helps?
no. I just think he's just that. It's the first guy to be that good at everything.
Sure.
You know, it's just. I mean, it's like baseball. I mean, you always hear there used to be guys, Willie Mo Pena, I remember for the Red Sox that like it hit a batting practice ball onto the Mass Pike at over Fenway at 500 foot. He had to put on the best batting practice trail you've ever seen, but like you've never heard of William Opena because I think he struck out like 7,000 times. in golf, golf's kind of the same deal where it's like, yeah, it's awesome that you pound it and everybody likes to see that, but like he does the other stuff really well, and he has a kind of a mathematical, strategical understanding of the game it's next level. And a lot of the traditionalists don't like it. I've got a little bit of inside information that there's going to be some surprises out there next week at Augusta, as far as where Mr. DeChambeau, certain lines that he may be inclined to desire to take.
I like it.
Augusta will not allow you to embarrass their golf course. That is not going to happen. So they will find a way to trick that place up a little bit. I can't say trick up Masters. They don't like. They get offended when you say.
What are they going to go plant some trees?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey,
maybe. I don't know.
Only time will tell.
Maybe
Mike.
I know some stuff.
Hey, something else that I've seen recently. Apparently, it's a thing that he takes a ton of time putting. I've been watching like a ton of golf videos because I've been trying to relearn and get better. And I just got a suggested video of like imitations of like famous golfers, and there's like some great ones out there. But the Bryson one is so funny. It's the guy like on the putting green, walks over this way, gets down on one knee and looks, and it's like a whole thing. And I didn't realize that he was so methodical.
Speaking of, did you see him dress up as Ricky Fowler?
No, I did not see that.
Oh my Lord. He paints a little stash on and runs out and runs up to Ricky. He's like, will you sign my ball?
Like bright orange pants or something?
No, bright orange shirt, white pants. Yeah.
He's created a brand for himself with that, hasn't
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I will say he's got to change the hat though.
You think so?
That's not a big guy hat. That's a little guy hat.
Oh.
It's not a big guy hat. Like a big guy hat is not that. It's not a.
What's a big guy hat?
A driver. It's all about scale. I mean, I'm no expert in aesthetics or how this all works, but like when you're a big dude and you wear a hat that's kind of small,
Yeah.
it just emphasizes how big you are everywhere else, and you just look
Disproportionate to
weird.
the body.
Like that is not. It's like when in baseball, like when short guys wear their pants up.
Yeah, I got you.
They look really short. When a tall guy, like okay, he kind of brings.
He can get away with it.
It brings you into scale a little bit. But anyway, I digress.
What do you suggest?
Well, I
A visor?
The taxi cab.
not to brag,
Tiny hat.
not to brag, but I do know the golf professional at his club in Dallas, and he sent me a picture with him, and he's wearing like a normal hat, like we are. And he looked normal. He didn't look nearly as ridiculous.
Sure.
He looked like a big normal dude. So
Speaking of, you are rocking the Dallas National ball cap today.
not to brag.
Yeah,
It's just the humble brag.
It's no big deal.
I like it.
It's nothing
And
extreme.
if they ever want to invite the Sport Folio guys out there, we can maybe go film a vlog on the course. We'll go get weird on the back nine.
I love it. So let's talk a little bit about the Houston tournament here.
Houston Open.
Playing at Memorial Park,
which
I've played that course before. Beautiful.
Yeah, no, let's see.
I've only been to Austin, so I've never been to Houston.
I've been to Houston. We played the Rice Owls in college,
in
college baseball, so
Yeah.
that's about as far as much Houston as I've experienced.
I lived right down the street from Rice.
But there
Beautiful area.
Yeah, and very nice town. There's been a correlation between Masters performance and the Houston Open, I believe. Was it Phil Mickelson is the first one that typically traditionally people did not play but the week before the majors, and I believe Mr. Mickelson was the one that sort of started the trend of playing the Houston Open. I have no idea how Memorial Park correlates to Augusta National, but apparently it kind of does.
Do you think it's more like a practice round?
It could be. I think the way people approach things is sort of changing. It kind of moving from that's the way it's always been. Plus, yeah, travel for the top of the world players is much different. I think the old days of
Commercial versus private.
When you can jump on a private and you've got better recovery tools, and these guys travel with hyperbaric chambers and whatnot, everything now. So
That's what I was gonna say. Like, what if is it a per athlete? Like, I'm a little sore, or I'm working out something right now. Like, I'm gonna skip this one, or like, hey, I could use that extra money, or whatever.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, both. If you have to make a cut and make some money just to even keep your tour card, you're going to play this tournament.
Yeah.
And a lot of people won't. So it's another chance to even make some more money.
Typically, the Masters is earlier in the year, though, right?
April.
April, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
did the Houston event used to be before that as well, and
It
that
did.
also got moved?
Yeah,
up?
they also moved that. The Masters is always what the Sunday after. It has something to do with Easter. No, I made that up. That's not true. 'Cause it was
Something around that time of the year.
All I know is the Masters this year was on my birthday, which was also Easter.
Huh.
And none of those, well, one of those three things happened, I guess, this year. I guess Easter happened too. Happens every year.
Speaking of birthdays, big guy's birthday today.
Damn.
Jones?
Good
Yeah.
shout
Segue,
out.
huh?
Yeah.
That's a good segue.
That's
right
a professional segue.
It is right there.
He's like a pro podcaster over here.
there.
But it is a pleasure to be in here drinking with you boys on my birthday. I can't freaking thank you enough for coming on the show, and nobody else that I'd rather be in here with than you two guys right now. We won't tell that to our last guest who was here 20 minutes ago.
or winning $7 million in Houston.
That wouldn't hurt either.
That's the purse
I'd
this
take
weekend.
one of them. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
just a casual one.
So who you guys got next week for the Masters?
It's tough to bet against DeChambeau, but I like
Tough to bet against Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger's. Tiger just. I don't think the back is great. It's
Well,
cold there. It's a
exactly,
little
yeah.
colder. It's
Yeah.
gonna
Sure.
be windy. It's gonna. I will say this: the golf course is gonna play completely different.
Completely.
They from my firsthand report, inside source.
Is that Sean Wilson?
I can neither confirm nor deny any of these sources. The grass is going to play a little slower than typical, so you're not going to see like really crazy fast greens. The ball's going to hold a lot better. It's going to be softer, but it will likely be windier, especially given what's been going on lately. This has been sort of a windy fall. I'm not familiar with the meteorological implications of that portion of Georgia, but I do think it's windy outside, and I like to draw correlations, ridiculous, spurious correlations between what I see outside and
Well, we
what
do
I
have a
predict in the
storm.
future.
We do have a storm in the Gulf of Mexico too.
It's been blowing so hard this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
I mean, even yesterday, I just went to the range and it was like headwind, and it changes how you have to play. I would imagine if guys like to favor a certain shot over another, that there's a lot of decisions to be made.
I think one thing it's going to do is it's going to take away the advantage. One of the things that makes the Masters unique is the same golf course every year, which is the only major that's the same golf course every year. So that's why a Tiger Woods. I don't think Tiger Woods will ever win another major outside of the Masters, because the advantage of, and also it makes you a member of the club when you win the tournament. So it gives you sort of that home course advantage. And I think
Sure.
partly why Tiger won the last one is just, even if it's a hot player, if he's a rookie or second, third year guy, first year at the Masters, first couple of years Masters, you just don't know the ins and outs of that place. You don't have the familiarity, but playing at a different time of year may level the playing field a little bit.
Sure.
It's gonna change the type of shot making. It's gonna change the prevailing wind. The holes are gonna play a different direction. Like I said, it's gonna play a lot slower. It's gonna be a bigger emphasis on hitting it farther, more than normal, it's normally kind of a long hitter's golf course anyway.
Have you ever been?
I've not been to Augusta National.
No?
Yet.
Not yet. None of the esteemed players I've worked with have been on the invite list during my.
Let's talk a little bit about Coastal Performance. Do you wanna touch on that?
Yeah.
10-year anniversary, man. I mean, congratulations, dude,
Yeah.
for having a business. Like, I mean, I'd give you congratulations if you made it 1 year, but like 10 years is really, really impressive, dude.
Yeah. It's been an interesting ride, and the 10th year has been definitely the weirdest, which is impressive because we've had some weird ass years. But it's been an interesting year, and I think forced to continually evolve, and I think if we've done anything right, it's just we fail really fast.
Cool. Yeah.
And
It's a good point.
yeah, just fail really fast and move on, and do be pliable to some degree, and
Yeah.
be willing to totally shift, and which is an amazing segue to the New England Patriots.
Speaking of shift,
Because who's the best at adjusting and changing
Cam
the way he does
Newton.
Tom Brady, Tammy.
Bill Belichick,
Yes.
the master of the changing game plans weekly, changing in-game, changing everything much like changing your business is important. Bill Belichick rolls out a new business model every month or every year based on the rules that apply to the league. Puts a competitive team out there. I, being a native son of Boston, the New England area, have enjoyed 20 years of prosperity, unparalleled prosperity in a league that is quite designed to not allow that sort of continual success. But
I'm trying to find them on the list here. They're not at the top of this.
Big Monday night.
Yes.
Only the best teams play on Monday night. So we've got actually it's a requirement that every team has to play on Monday night. Apparently the Jets, it's their week. So the Patriots are going to.
However, they will
the Patriots are going to get
right.
right against the Jets this week. I have no doubt. I think. There's no doubt in my mind the Patriots will get right against the Jets this week. And
Rob's going to be pissed about that. Our stats guy,
Oh yeah.
big Jets fan.
The things I'm hearing from people.
About Rob?
No, not about Rob. Yeah, I don't know much about Rob. But the things I'm hearing.
Poor Rob, dude. He's like the pinata media zone, dude.
the things I am hearing come out of people's mouths about the New England Patriots, that they're going to lose to the Jets. They're tanking. I'm hearing they're tanking for Trevor Lawrence. That they're the worst. They're awful, and I understand. 20 years of just rubbing people's noses in the unparalleled mastery of the organization, of the league, 6 Super Bowls, played in 9 Super Bowls, played in 14 AFC championships. It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
It literally, you could flip a coin and it would be just as likely heads as the Patriots are in the Super Bowl that year. That is bananas. Over
Good stats.
So probabilities. So
write that one down, Rob.
So obviously, obviously people are going to, when you start to fail, you start to stumble a little bit, especially this year. Now all of a sudden everybody's saying that, the same people that said Tom Brady was a system quarterback for the last 10 years are now saying that Bill Belichick is an idiot and has no ability to coach, and Tom Brady made the team. Neither are true.
Yeah.
As anyone that's been successful will tell you, there's a synergistic effect of two.
They're just listening to Skip Bayless on ESPN
Very good
radio.
people. The hot take machine. We don't do hot takes in here.
No.
That's what I like. We're here for facts.
It's good though, because a lot of people do get compulsive, like one bad win, and you're like, oh yeah, don't worry about the last 18 years of friggin' ridiculous consistency.
They're retooling, and I think what Belichick said this week was, look, we paid $1 million. We have a salary cap problem. They've got dead money. They're still paying Tom Brady and Antonio Brown. Thanks Tom Brady for making that clown
both are
join
on
the
Bucks.
team. Antonio Brown played one game last year and then assaulted somebody.
Allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. And was immediately off the team. So basically got one game for a $9 million cap hit, which Bill Belichick can turn $9 million into 17 players.
Yeah.
So, they're
you can find a Wes Welker in there with that money.
Yeah,
Sounds like the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, they're in a tough spot, but they're going to get right against the Jets this week. And let's be realistic. They fumbled. The fumble at the end of the last week was bad against the Bills.
And the week before that was worse.
The week before it was a bad game. They played bad. But
dude, you can't drop a game to the Broncos with QB number 4 or whoever was playing.
Yeah. Well, Cam Newton was out. He was playing great until he got COVID.
Yeah.
He's a survivor. He suffered it seems kind of,
his outfits help.
He's apparently still has a little bit of that COVID brain fog. He's certainly playing that way.
And I think there is chemistry too, right? You can't just be like, oh, yeah, I've been here for 2 months and now my wide receiver breaks at 7 instead of 8 or 9 or something
His you guys I'm sure are familiar with the movie Rookie of the Year classic.
Oh yeah.
His throwing motion is very reminiscent of Henry Rowan Gardner.
I don't know this.
What? Shame on you.
That's concerning. Spend the rest of your birthday watching that movie.
All right, see you guys later. I'm out of here.
Henry Rowan Gardner, who broke his arm and then all of a sudden could throw 100 miles an hour. But it's an all-time movie.
At 14?
If you haven't seen it. Yeah. Well, Cam Newton kind of throws like that, which is concerning because he doesn't throw 100 miles an hour. He throws every fifth throw looks like Chuck Knobloch just straight yipping it into the ground.
Chuck Knobloch.
And there also is he's apparently got a Zoolander problem where he can't throw right. There's some charts that all his throws are over there.
I love the Zoolander reference.
Which
Spence,
Spence and I could get really deep into why what anatomical issue he has. really causing him to only be able to throw that direction. But he has like no completions on the right side of the field, or it could be the other way around. It's one of the two.
And it has nothing to do with this COVID brain fog.
I think might. Well, left side of your brain controls right side of your body. He had left side brain COVID. That's a diagnosis.
Left side brain COVID.
Yeah, I read a paper on YouTube that said that the left side of your brain is more affects COVID and
decision making.
Yeah, and that's why you can't throw right.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he just jumps on a fumble and people won't hate him forever and ever.
I think I feel bad for the guy because he has people have had not strong opinions of him, and I doesn't seem. I mean, other than his ridiculous outfits, which I will remind you, Tom Brady wore some ridiculous outfits too. So if we're here judging people, I mean,
are you referring to Tammy Brady?
Tom Brady was an UGG spokesman. So he's the most basic. The most basic. He's basic. Yeah, he's Tom Brady. As basic as they get wearing Uggs.
Yeah, but he backed the friggin' the truck back up to the bank. What are the brakes trucks or whatever?
I'd be wearing Uggs anyway. But yeah, I think Cam Newton's heart's in the right place, but he's a little emo.
Yeah,
I know his Instagram is he uses a weird font like a 16-year-old girl.
It's fancy, bro.
So it's very feeling. He's in his feelings quite a bit. Very Drake. He's kind of a Drake like guy, like where he's very emo sensitive.
Well, how about that Sunday night game though? Buccaneers, Saints.
Yeah,
at home.
There's a combined 87 years of quarterbacks starting that game
minimum.
Wait, I think they're actually. They're going back and forth right now for the touchdown leader of all time. So I think that might be a cool dynamic for Sunday night.
There's going to be some sort of you're going to see that crazy stupid. We usually see him in baseball, but you'll see it in football. Baseball's always he's the first second baseman to ever wear Nike cleats in Houston when it's raining. There'll be one of those weird stats where the combined age of these two quarterbacks is the exact same temperature as it is in Tampa Bay. And
102.
Yeah, this has never happened before. It's there'll be the stat guy, whoever they're
Rob, dude.
Yeah, Rob, whoever the Monday night guy is going to go bananas with all of those overlays of just things that happen. There's going to be a 20-year-old receiver on one of the teams, and they'll be Tom Brady's been alive. Tom Brady's been in the league for longer than he's been alive, and there'll be all these weird stats.
We were talking last week. They were reading mean tweets. Tom and Rob started this little YouTube series, Tommy and Robbie or something. Mm-hmm. It's so good. And they between LaShawn McCoy, Tom Brady, and Rob Gronkowski, they're a combined age of 120 or something like that, which is pretty crazy to have the old guy still in there doing it.
Tommy's still doing it.
Throw Antonio Brown in there too now.
I think that was too much. When you order food late at night and you come home or you're on your way home and whether it's college or whatever and you eat too much, but you're maybe you've been out, you had some cocktails, whatever, and you're you go to a restaurant or something and you order the first three things are awesome, but there's a fourth or fifth in there that in theory by itself should be really good.
Yes.
But it's too much.
And it shouldn't be ordered.
It's too much. You're all right, give me the pancakes, the omelet,
French toast,
the French toast, some French fry, and then you're and a deep dish pizza on the end, and that's too much.
Correct.
Antonio Brown is a deep dish pizza. It's too much.
You're the king of analogies and metaphors, bro. Nobody has connected the dots like this in the studio.
It seems like it should be good, they're all good together, but then you're that's the one that's going to give you the stomach ache that's going to ruin the rest of the meal.
Sure.
He's too much.
Rookie of the year.
Well, he's got his $9 million from Bill Belichick, so he doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah, well, no, I think that has to be spread amongst his
significant
dependents and significant others.
I see where you're going with that. Well, boys, is there anything else you want to touch on today while we're here in the studio?
No, I think we're good, boys.
Well, shit, Brendan Hayden, thank you so much for coming back to
Media Zone. Gentlemen. And I'll be back next time
for analogies.
We'll see you at the in the green room in our new studio.